Hi, everybody. My name is Brent Thomas, and this is my show, The Paranormal Portal. Thank you all so much for being here. This is the show where we explore all things paranormal. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much. This is The Paranormal Portal. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. It's Wednesday night, 2 full hours of the Paranormal Portal. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's the Paranormal Portal. And you are here to witness the events that it is, the weirdness, the strangeness, the absolutely bizarre thing that we call our show. But we hope you're having a great night. Thank you. This is halfway point. This halfway hump day, Don. Speaking of Don, I'd like to welcome my good friend and co-host, Mr. Don Longbeard.
Hola.
All right, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. All right, guys. Welcome, and we hope you are ready to have a lot of fun, because that's what we're working on here. I don't know if we'll succeed or not, but we're sure going to give it the best thing since deep fried pickles. I've never had a deep fried pickle, but I hope you like deep fried pickles, Rachel.
You know, they say some people don't have taste, and my brother drinks pickle juice, so I guess not.
Oh, I don't know. Isn't that healthy, though?
Yeah,
a lot of probiotics and stuff,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But it also might mean that you're in adrenal failure as well. So
God,
you might want to get checked out.
I should be drinking that stuff. Might kick my metabolism out of like turtle.
Turtle?
I'm like running turtle on my metabolism. Used to be about, like hummingbird, but man, everything I eat now just shows up. It sticks around. But welcome, everybody. This is 2 full hours of the Paranormal Portal Wednesday night, right here exclusively on YouTube. So you are in the only place where you can watch this live. So the
only time you should drink pickle juice if it's backed with Jameson. It's the only time you should drink pickle juice.
Okay, all right. Well, we can try that too.
Ethan says I drink pickle juice. Okay.
Just blame my older sister. It's her fault. It's not my fault.
Wow! Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. Hump Day, folks. That means you're about halfway to the weekend. If you have a Monday through Friday gig, if you don't, then you're just wherever the hell you are. I don't know. I think we got a great show, Don, lined up for tonight. One of the things that's great is the phone lines are still working. Woohoo! So we can accept phone calls. If you've got a phone call you'd like to make, save it for the second hour, but we'll open up the show 2 phone calls if you guys want to call in. Again, hour number 2 of the show will be phone call time. So if you got something you want to share with us, by all means, please call in. Second hour at 720-923-0500. Let's see. What else, Don? Oh, you know what it is?
What is it?
Did you ever post that link last time when you were talking about the Medellin Falls event?
I put the Facebook thing in.
I just wanted to say it's the Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival is what they're calling it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you were like, the last time was the town hall.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to draw clarification. I'm wearing my Medellin Falls shirt tonight from last one.
Oh.
Yes, I'm representing, because that's coming up in June 19th and 20th, 18th, 19th, 20th. I don't know. There's 3 dates floating around, but I think it's 2 dates mainly. And it should be an excellent time. Bob Gimlin's going to be there. Ken Gerhard's going to be there, as well as Shane Corson's going to be speaking there. That was just announced. Yep. So there's all kinds of great things going to be happening there. Again, it's a small event. If you can make it, Medellin Falls, Washington State, be there. It should be an epic journey. And we'll be there, Don and I. Well, I should do this, because it looks like I'm pointing the same way.
You mean this guy over here?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Gotcha.
Even though you're pointing to the wall instead of me.
Well, it's all about,
It's all about the positioning.
It's all about that guy.
I like to think so. But, that's me. I'm a little old-fashioned. But anyway, so put that on your calendar. If you can make it, cool.
Apparently, seats are sold out, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Steven posted that all of his seats are sold out.
Wow. So that's for the auditorium.
Right.
Which is a rather small auditorium. But there may be other events going on. I don't know.
Well, there's going to be Bigfooters everywhere in Medellin Falls that night.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you can bump into someone.
Sure. I mean, you could probably hang out in the area and meet pretty much everybody you want to. But just throwing some ideas out there. Again, I'm not trying to promote people coming that haven't, made reservations and stuff. But it's just a great opportunity. So, but it sounds like it's going to be an absolute packed house. The actual auditorium itself is pretty small, but it'll be packed to the gills. I'm sure they'll do standing room only at this point. But anyway, something to look forward to, something to check into. And let's see. I guess, Don.
Yes.
All that's left is to say, I hope you're ready, because it's time to start the show. I like that one. It goes, all right, folks, that's it. We're underway. This is it. No more of that fluffy stuff at the start. It's time to get busy and dig deep into the world of the paranormal, and I hope you all are ready, because we've got several things to go through tonight. We're going to have to move quick in order to hit them all, but I think there's some great things coming up on the roster tonight. Some diverse subjects. So we are going to talk about some more camping adventures. We are going to talk about artifacts out of time, and we are going to talk about potential admission by the Pentagon that they have and are actively testing exotic materials that are retrieved from elsewhere, and even more. So there's lots of stuff on the docket here tonight that we're going to try to work through. We'll get to everything we can get to. And what we don't get through tonight, we'll get through on Friday. And what we don't get through on Friday, we'll get through on Saturday. It can just keep rolling over.
And it goes on
and on.
And on. And on.
It's like leftovers, just keep carrying them over to the next meal. So
anything with an egg in the morning is good. So, little paranormal portal and eggs in the morning.
Okay. I'm going to leave that all the way alone, because it could be so easy to go all wrong with that. And I'm just going to leave it lay there, Don. I just wanted to put a footnote on it that I could have.
Make sure you wipe your feet before you come in, though.
Footnote. Thank you. Don's here all night, folks. So I guess the first place to start is let's get to some news. Good evening. From the Paranormal Portal news desk. I am Count Dracula. No, I'm just Brent Thomas still. It's still just me, folks. I know the special effects kind of throw you off. It's still just me. I didn't light the moon up.
Oh.
I did not do it. But anyway.
It's not a full moon tonight, folks.
I can make it a full moon. All right, I can't do that. I can't do that. No. All right, so folks, we got a lot of news to go through tonight as well. Wow. There's lots going on the hopper this evening, and the first, what the hell is this? Oh yeah. This is when I was thinking, oh God, this is really creepy. So this is apparently from a nanny cam, and this has kind of been making the rounds lately. It's not brand new. I'm not breaking any new ground here, but it might be new to some of you guys. So we're going to get into this, but this is an article from kidspot.com.au, and this is it's a creepy little video, because you'll see what I mean in just a minute, but let's read the article. The article is from kidspot.com.au, and it says CCTV footage shows creepy moment. Triplets start talking with an invisible figure.
Ooh.
The 2-year-olds can be seen talking and running away from an apparent invisible figure in their bedroom. Oh, that's it. I don't want to show that yet. Just hold on. Hold on, video. It says, creepy CCTV footage has captured what appears to be triplets talking and squealing with an unseen figure in their bedroom. I'm going to blow this up, Don. This is much too small for my ailing eyes. And it says, in the footage, the 3 2-year-olds can be seen running around their room before all joining each other next to a wall, pointing to someone or something in front of them. Their mom Caitlin Nichols recalls overhearing the toddlers Presley, Millie, and Hayes arguing with each other in their home in the U.S. state of Georgia. She says that the unsettling encounter has only happened once, but it's not the first paranormal experience to occur in their home.
Wow.
Uh-huh. The girls appear to play and run away from the figure. Caitlin at first thought to check the baby monitor on January 26th after hearing squealing from her triplets' room and saw them arguing with the wall. In the footage, one of the toddlers can be seen giggling and pointing to the wall and looking back at their siblings as if to beckon them over. They all walk over to the wall before the first toddler runs away and another of the children points to the wall. In the 5-minute video, you can see how the 3 girls suddenly all look in the same direction and begin a conversation with an invisible figure, and later the little girls start a strange game. At one point, it looks like the girls hide as if in fear of the apparition speaking to them. Other spooky encounters have occurred in their bedroom. Although the strange encounter has not occurred since, Caitlin claims the triplets have woken in the night since, claiming a monster was in the same spot. I know in the videos they are yelling, but I think they're playing, she says. We've had a couple of other spooky encounters before, like the girls' toys going off while they are sound asleep. So this isn't the first. Oof, that's kind of creepy. Well, let's check out this video, at least part of it. If it's 5 minutes, we're not going to watch all 5 minutes. But here it is. And I think I can unmute it. Look at that. Yeah, they're all 3, like they're all focused in this area. Oh, did she get something and chuck it? Was that what happened? It's like she's throwing stuff at it, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Man. Oof. She's armed up and ready to go. I don't know. I've never had a few little ones together in my career as a parent, but I don't know. Is this normal, Don?
Yeah. I mean.
So these are 2-year-olds though. Would they be imaginative enough to just let's pretend?
Yeah, I'd say yes, they would.
You would?
Yeah,
Oh.
I would say they would be able to imagine things, and because you just watch kids and you listen to some stories about kids, oh, it's my imaginary friend, and they play games all the time with imaginary friends. But yeah, I think that young they can certainly have that perception of seeing something or conversing with something that just isn't there, So I mean,
I think they can have that perception, and it can be something that is there.
Well, that's true.
I mean, it is possible that that this is all just being misunderstood, but it is curious that they all group together. They are obviously all 3 of them are looking at a singular space.
Yeah, same spot. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
So I think that's really curious and kind of creepy. And I don't know if I'd be the type to sit there and just watch that, because it sounds like the mom just was kind of like, well, I'm just going to check in on them.
No, I'd be like at the door going, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'd be too.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and clean up your room while you're at it.
Pick up all these dolls.
Yeah, look at the mess on the floor. Those little tornadoes. Oh, it's it's really cute because obviously the kids aren't really traumatized, but it is kind of concerning. What are they seeing? That's the weird part. So that's the first article tonight, ladies and gentlemen, in the news. Let's continue and get through some more here. Let's see, where was the next one? Not this one, but this one. Oh God, this one. This is disturbing, and this kind of reminds me of like that spirit cooking crap.
Oh jeez.
So this is some genius, some culinary genius, decided to fashion. This is from unexplained-mysteries.com/news. Man lying in hospital bed is actually a cake. So this isn't a man at all. It's a cake. But then over here you can see that people have been taking slices. I don't know if I ever want to eat a cake that looks like a human body.
Why would they make a cake of a guy laying in bed?
I don't know. He's all happy about it too. Like, hey.
Guess what's under this blanket?
Why did somebody put meat in the cake?
That's not meat. That's a chocolate log.
Oh, mind-boggling photographs of a cake-limbed man. So maybe it's really him here.
Okay.
Okay, lying in a hospital bed have gone viral on social media. Well, it's disturbing as hell. That's just creepy. Take a close look at the photograph above. What do you see? At quick glance, it looks like just an ordinary man lying in a hospital bed, but what's going on with his right arm? Posted up on Instagram by the Bake King, Ben Cullen. The image is one of a series of shots which show that the man's legs and arm, which have been cut into slices, are actually made of cake. The images have since gone viral, with thousands of people on social media expressing shock and intrigue at how the scene was made, and speculating over which parts of the man's body are real and which parts are made of cake. Turned out the human cake was created for the music video Feel Away by Slow Thigh. I don't know how Feel Away. it's Feel Away, okay. All of his body parts are made from vanilla cake and chocolate ganache with sugar paste details, Cullen wrote. Even so, we can't see many people actually wanting to eat them. Oh, look at that. There's more pictures.
Oh, wonderful.
That's twisted. Oh, my God.
Is Armin Muse there?
Huh?
The German cannibal. Remember that story about the German cannibal?
No.
His name is Armin Muse.
Nope, I missed that one.
Oh yeah, he put a ad in some kind of a paper.
Yeah.
And said, yeah, come on over and I'll eat you, literally. And he drugged this. Somebody answered, and they drugged this guy up, and he started cooking him.
Oh, no.
That's what that reminds me of.
No.
Yeah, it's
man.
true.
I could have gone the whole rest of my life without hearing that story.
Fifi says, I'll eat him.
Jesus. Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, moving along then, folks. That's enough of the human cake.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That is so twisted. I don't know what the hell people are thinking. Very, very disgusting. Here's another one, but this is kind of cute.
Oh, no.
This is kind of cute, Don. This is a bizarre shark with a human-like face was discovered. It's coming from unexplained-mysteries.com. And it's a fisherman in Indonesia recently caught this bizarre-looking shark with surprisingly human-like facial features. At first glance, you might assume that this unusual-looking shark, which sports two large, beady eyes and a distinctive mouth, is little more than a photographic manipulation or CGI creation. As it happens, however, it is in fact the real deal, a genuine specimen caught off the coast of Indonesia in the belly of a pregnant female adult shark. Oh, so it wasn't ready. Yeah, it wasn't ready to be a shark yet.
It wasn't cooked like that cake in the last story.
Of a pregnant adult female shark by fisherman Abdullah Nuran. Nuran, who hails from the village of Papela on Roti Island near West Timor, had been out fishing with his brother on Saturday night when they captured the shark. In total, there were 3 baby sharks. However, only one of them looked like this. Many have likened the shark to that from the aggravating but popular Baby Shark music video.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no. They put it in my head now. My home has been crowded with people who want to see the shark, says Nuran. Many people want to buy it, but I will preserve it instead. I think it will bring me good luck.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing like an aborted shark fetus to bring you some good...
bigger boat.
I mean, you could walk around the rabbit's foot or a shark fetus. Let's take a look at it. Okay, there it is. Look at that cute little guy. I'm thinking he probably wasn't going to make it. I don't know how far along this is in the whole gestation period of a baby shark.
Right.
But God, I don't know, man. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why is its eyes on the bottom of its head, though?
Who says those are eyes?
Well, apparently that's what they said. Was he going to make a Muppet out of it?
This looks like... It's Marshmallow Man.
Yeah. It does look like a little superhero, doesn't it? Well, there you go, folks. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know what it's worth, but it's interesting all the same, and it appeared on our news as a result. So there you go. That's in the news. And also, wait, we have more. What more? We got one more.
What more? How many?
Did you want me to not do this one?
No, you go ahead.
You remember this one? because
Well, yeah. Well, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
you're going to be touching on it, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's not a big deal.
go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead. And this is something that we're going to cover more in depth in a little bit here, but Don has found a more robust version of the story and information about this. But this, ladies and gentlemen, could be encouraging proof that the thylacines in Australia and Tasmania are doing just fine. Well, maybe not just fine, but they're not gone. This is the thylacine family photographed in Tasmania. And this is a Tasmanian tiger enthusiast has announced that he will be releasing 3 tantalizing new images on March 1st. One of the best known recent examples of a species wiped out by human hunting practices, the thylacine was a distinctive carnivorous marsupial native to Australia, Tasmania, and New Guinea. Sporadic reports of alleged thylacines in the wild, however, have continued even to the present day. Now, Neil Waters, president of the Thylacine Awareness Group of Australia, TAGOA, has announced that he has captured 3 photographs of a thylacine family in northeast Tasmania. The images, which have since been passed on to wildlife expert Nick Mooney for independent verification, were reportedly taken using a camera trap or a trail cam. I know what they are, and so do a few independent expert witnesses, expert canine judges, feline judges, and a vet, said Waters. I can tell you there's 3 images. We believe that the first image is the mom. We know the second image is the baby because it's so tiny. And the third image is the dad.
Wow.
Waters intends to release the images to the public on March 1st. But could he have really captured compelling photographic evidence of 3 live thylacines many decades after the last confirmed sighting of one in the wild? As things stand, we'll just have to wait and see what he reveals in around a week's time. There is a video, however, I'm not going to play this. It's just the guy basically making the announcement, hey, we got something big coming. Yeah, so I did watch that before. And there you have it, folks.
Wow.
The thylacines may be fine, and not only are they still around, but
they're multiplying.
There's a breeding population, folks.
There you go.
That's huge. That's a huge development. And I hope they are. I really hope they are because, our friend Ken has seen one.
Yep.
Dean had an encounter with one. And, there's many images that have come in over the years at a distance that really do look like people took pictures of thylacine. But they're not the best quality. It's kind of like Bigfoot photographs. They're mostly ambiguous, but you can make out that it's something, but not really definitive. Well, the thylacine ones that I've seen, actually, you could see the stripes on the rear part of it.
Right.
And I was like, God, that's got to be. But again, it's not conclusive in and of itself. Right. But this could very well be the first photographic evidence to show they are around.
Definitely, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
But I'd keep Fifi away from him.
Oh, really?
Because she just said I do.
She's hungry tonight. That girl's hungry. She's hungry. All right. So that's some good news. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our romp into the Paranormal Portal news. All right, folks, that brings us back to present day here in the Paranormal Portal studio. And we have a lot more to go, but that was a good start to the show, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It felt good, Don, didn't it?
It feels always good when we talk about extinct populations actually not being extinct.
That are not extinct? Yes. Hell yeah, that's my favorite kind.
Yep.
I can't wait till the T-Rexes start showing up again.
Oh, my God.
Little fork fingers.
That are as big as your thighs.
Yeah, I know. Like teeth the size of bananas, but then these little fork fingers. Like, what are those for? Cocktail weenies? What a joke of evolution for them.
Yeah,
like, wow.
Watch this. We're gonna screw up these chickens.
Hey, Ty, catch the ball. You can't do it. Can't do it. T-Rexes can't catch. They can't catch, folks. Well, let's get into more of this paranormal goodness that we call a show. First of all, I thought we would touch base on some artifacts out of time. Now, if you're not familiar with the whole concept of artifacts out of time,
Parts.
these should be good ones. Very compelling, interesting things that were found that seem to definitely demonstrate there was advanced societies and settlements around long before there is believed to have been advanced settlements and such around.
Right.
What do you get the target numbers like 50,000 years? That's when people basically started developing into what we are now.
You're right.
Is that what you heard? Like
Yeah,
that ballpark?
Yeah, about 50,000 years for modern man.
Well, it sounds like 50,000 years is not even close to how long there has been intelligent life. We believe could be very well be ours, but I believe that it could be ours. That we have a much longer and colorful history than our scientists would like to give us credit for. Now it's also frustrating because we should be much further along than we are. But that's a whole nother can of worms. The first one we're going to talk about is the Koso artifact, a 500,000-year-old spark plug, folks. 500,000-year-old spark plug. You heard me right. And that shouldn't be possible. That should not be happening. But let's take a look at this article. This is coming from Mysteries Are Unsolved. And it's out-of-place artifacts, is a term used to refer to dozens of prehistoric objects found in different places around the world that seem to show a certain level of technological advance, how would you say that?
Incongruous.
I said it okay. All right. With the time they were made.
I think it should be more incongruently.
Okay. Well, there you have it. At least I pronounced it right. Ooparts often frustrate mainstream scientists, fascinate intrepid researchers, open to alternative theories, and spark heated debate.
Spark heated debate.
Bum. See what they did there? That's right. Spark and debate. This is the Baghdad battery, otherwise known as the Parthian battery, is a 2,200-year-old clay jar found near Baghdad, Iraq, which has been described as the oldest known electric battery in existence. It's one of the most famous ooparts in the world. So this is a demonstration of ancient civilizations having at least an understanding of electricity. Yeah. Right. So for many years, quite a few ooparts have been found around the planet, but without a doubt, one of them that has given archaeologists the most headaches and has fascinated alternative experts is the object of Koso, a feasible 500,000-year-old spark plug. The Koso artifact is strange discovery. On February 13th, 1961, Mike Mekesel, Wallace Lanby, and Virginia Maxey set out to search geodes for gems and semi-precious stones for their Olancha, California gift shop. This is not an unusual activity since they frequently collected mineral samples that, once analyzed, were used to display and sell in their trade. But that day, Mike Mekesel found a common geode for the area, but in a way it seemed to be something different. Apparently, it was not a true geode because of its outer crust was made of a kind of hardened clay in which fossilized shells could be seen. Nothing strange if we consider that the place of the find was covered in water by ancient times. The next day, Mike broke the diamond blade on his saw while trying to cut the strange-looking geode in his workshop. Thanks to this, he discovered something shocking inside the geode. He found something similar to an artifact, a circular object made of something similar to porcelain, with a shiny metal rod about 2 millimeters thick at its center. In fact, no one would call it anything but a spark plug. How old could it be if it was embedded in the geode? When the object was examined by Paul Willis, then editor-in-chief of Info magazine, pointed out its resemblance to a modern spark plug, such as those used in automobiles, which unfailingly marked later appreciations of the object. Willis himself made a schematic drawing of the interior of the geode. Oh, look at that. So that is apparently what the geode had inside of it. These green images, thought to have been originally published in a magazine dedicated to the phenomena, are all that remain of the Koso artifact. The object itself hasn't been seen in decades. Clockwise from top, the geode in which the artifact was found, an X-ray of the interior, and a side view of the geode that had been cut in half in Info Journal. And there it is. Wow. So there's the geode, cut in half, X-ray images. Wow.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be in a geode, Don.
No, it shouldn't.
Certainly examining the object as a whole, consisting of the metal rod, a piece of copper, and a piece of ceramic, it gives all the sensation of being the remains of some electrical device. In fact, years later, Paul and Ronald Willis, by way of experiment, sawed a modern spark plug in two and found that all of the components greatly resembled the strange object of Coso. Could be around 500,000 years old. Oof. Virginia Maxey said at the time that a geologist had examined the fossils, rocky wrapper, that covered the artifact, and that they dated back at least 500,000 years. So you have to ask yourself, what is a spark plug doing in a geological layer 500,000 years ago? Hundreds of thousands of years before the supposed establishment of developed civilizations took place. Was the Coso artifact coated with a fast-setting material rather than a geode? However, this 500,000 years theory has been disputed, especially by Pierre Stromberg and Paul V. Heinrich, who attempted to prove that the spark plug was manufactured in 1920 and coated with a fast-setting material rather than a geode. The only people who conducted a physical examination of the artifact were the three who found it and Ron Calais, who was convinced the official figures surrounding human history were incorrect. For years, this artifact was on display in the home of Wallace Lane, another of the original three discoverers, who, according to Heinrich and Stromberg, was reluctant to let others examine it. To this day, its current location is unknown. In addition to the name of the geologist who claimed the piece was 500,000 years old, it was never known, which also caused many to question the veracity of the supposed study carried out. However, it is true that Heinrich and Stromberg claimed that there is no solid evidence to show that the original discoverers wanted to deceive someone. Without being able to investigate the artifact itself, they also exposed the fact that perhaps the material that covers it was not a geode, based on the first description of its original discoverers, who stated that it was covered in a kind of hard clay or rock. Heinrich and Stromberg then approached the president of SPCOA, Spark Plug Collectors of America.
Okay.
They have their own group, Don.
Wow, that's exciting. That's shocking, actually.
Ooh. It is. A group of spark plug collectors with a series of X-ray images of the object that were published by Calais at the time. From this association, it was concluded that it was a champion spark plug from 1920. For those who affirm that the spark plug was ancient or prehistoric were positioned against this conclusion, assuring that in its upper part it presented a strange propeller or spring that does not exist in modern spark plugs. Finally, Heinrich and Stromberg replied that in 1920, the champion plug was manufactured with a brass shell that would correspond to this spring, although this part was not included in later designs. The Coso artifact was revealed again in 2018. Oh, okay.
It's in Seattle.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
According to some sources, in April 12, 2018, Pierre Stromberg was contacted by the family of one of the co-discoverers of the artifact. They offered him an opportunity to physically inspect the artifact. Stromberg accepted and traveled to the rendezvous point and met with the family, who then revealed the artifact. Stromberg also arranged for the artifact to be inspected by geologist B. Charlotte Schreiber from the University of Washington Earth and Space Science Department. The inspections confirmed the previous conclusion that the artifact was a 1920s area champion spark plug. No shells or shell impressions were detected on the surface of the artifact, although the research data hasn't been published anywhere in detail and no one knows much about it. So one thing's for certain, the Coso artifact is not like the Antikythera machine, which has been deeply analyzed and studied in detail and can currently be seen in the National Archaeological Museum of Athens. The Coso object has not been examined by any accredited person, and its current whereabouts are unknown. If it weren't for the Info magazine article, the X-rays, and the photographs taken, even today it might even be thought to be nothing more than a myth. So, it sounds like it may not be, but again, nobody of a true scientific nature has looked at this, right?
That's dependent on what you consider, scientific. Because let's say the spark plug collectors association, they know their spark plugs pretty well, and this does correlate with the 1920s champion spark plug. I actually know the model number. I knew the model number of it, but as I said, the Pacific Science Center in Seattle has it on display now.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. But
wonder what the nature of their display is. Is it look what people believed?
Well, it's what is reality is the title of it.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, no, there wasn't. There was what? But didn't they say a geologist was looking at it?
Yeah, from the
Isn't
University
that
of
a
Washington.
scientist?
I would think so.
So
at least for the material that was around it, but
Right.
they did say they never saw any of the shell material on the plug itself.
Right.
So it's like it was packed in it. I don't know.
Right, and they said it was like they said it was like a clay.
Like a clay. Yep.
Yeah, so it'd be like what are they called? The little bugs that are trapped. What are they called?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I do. The
yeah.
little bugs that are trapped.
Yeah, little bugs like trilobites.
Oh, trilobites. Yeah.
So it becomes a concretion that hardens around it.
Sure.
So yes, if that was dated back 500,000 years, you really have to ask the question how a 1920 spark plug got in it.
Right.
So it is possible, and I like to think it is something that fell through the cracks of time.
That's a cool idea. That is a cool idea. I hadn't even considered that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how a spark plug just finds itself
Slip through the
on
cracks
an old fossil bed, Yeah, exactly. It just shoot out of a machine somewhere and end up there, or someone dropped it and it just hit a wormhole or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Well,
that's something I've wondered about the London Hammer, which is the one we're going to get into next, folks. Right here on the show, we're going into the London Hammer. And this is the London Hammer. Now, this is one that I find really interesting. I'm not sure what kind of light they're going to present it in here, and I can't claim to be an expert on it, but I do quote this quite a bit. The London Hammer, a 400 million year old intriguing oopart, and this is from mysteriesareunsolved.com. And it says the London Hammer, sometimes also called the London Artifact, is a name given to a hammer made of iron and wood that was found in London, Texas, in the United States in 1936. Many have claimed that the hammer is actually a 400 million year old artifact. And here you can see the stone that it's embedded in and the actual hammer itself. I mean, yeah, that's 400.
pretty obvious.
400 million years old, dude. That stuff just blows my mind. But let's see what it says. It says the discovery of the London Hammer. In June 1936, Max Hahn and his wife Emma were on a walk when they noticed a rock with wood protruding from its core. They decided to take the oddity home and later cracked it open with a hammer and chisel. Ironically, what they found within seemed to be an archaic hammer of sorts. Wow, look at that. What strange facts were revealed about the artifact? A team of archaeologists checked it, and as it turns out, the rock encasing the hammer was dated back more than 400 million years. The hammer itself turned out to be more than 500 million years old. Oh. Additionally, a section of the handle has begun to transformation into coal. Wow, look at that. You can see it's coaling. The hammer's head, made of more than 96.6% iron, is far more pure than anything found in nature could have been achieved without an assist from modern technology. Creationists, of course, were all over this. The hammer began to attract wider attention than after it was bought by creationist Carl Baugh, B-A-U-G-H, in 1983, who claimed the artifact was a monumental pre-flood discovery. Baugh has used it as the basis of speculation of how the atmospheric quality of a pre-flood Earth could have encouraged the growth of giants. It says, other observers have noted that the hammer is stylistically consistent with typical American tools manufactured in the region in the late 1800s. I said it looked kind of like a blacksmith's hammer. Its design is consistent with a miner's hammer.
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
One possible explanation for the rock containing the artifact is that the highly soluble minerals in the ancient limestone may have formed a concretion around the object through a common process which often creates similar incrustations around fossils and other nuclei.
Like spark plugs.
The London Hammer is now an exhibit in Bow's Creation Evidence Museum, which sells replicas of it to visitors. God, I'd love to get a replica of that.
Huh.
That'd be cool.
Let me see if I can find one.
To see what it is, yeah. I love this whole idea. And to have an object to be able to hold up and go, yeah, see? But if you look at that, yeah, it is really spectacular. And the handle is both, I understood it to be both petrified and turning to coal.
Right.
So that's the other things that I'd heard which weren't mentioned here. But here is that picture of the wood turning to coal. Wow. So I don't know what age wood does that, but I'm thinking it's got to be pretty damn old to turn to coal. Very wild. But there you go. That's two different artifacts out of time. Out of, what did they call them? Artifacts out
of time.
Artifacts. Yeah, out of time artifacts. Yep. So, you got to come to whatever conclusions you want. But folks, there's a lot of these. And there's more even that we could read on tonight. I guess we could probably visit one more of these. Let me go down and look. There was one about a Swiss watch.
The Swatch watch.
This one, Swatch.
Yeah, it was a Swatch watch.
No, it's this. It's a little ring watch that was discovered in a 400-year-old sealed tomb, in a Ming Dynasty tomb, of all things. So let's check this out. I'm clicking it. There it goes. How did a Swiss ring watch end up in a 400-year-old sealed Ming Dynasty tomb? In 2008, Chinese archaeologists discovered a century-old small Swiss watch object from an ancient tomb of the Ming Dynasty. The startling part is that the historic tomb had no longer been opened for the last 400 years. According to the archaeologist team, in the last 4 centuries, they were the first who visited the sealed grave of the Ming Dynasty in Shanxi, South China, from inside. They were filming a documentary with 2 journalists inside the tomb. Eventually, they went near the coffin and tried to remove the soil wrapped around it for a better shot, and suddenly, a piece of rock dropped off and hit the ground with a metallic sound. They picked up the object and presumed it to be an ordinary ring, but after removing the covering soil and examining it further, they were shocked to see it was a watch, and they immediately realized it's a miracle discovery. The Empire of the Great Ming ruled in China from 1368 to 1644, and at that time, such watches were not there in China or anywhere else on Earth. An expert stated that Switzerland did not even exist as a country at the period of the Ming Dynasty. What is this? Oh, this is the earliest dated watch prior to this. It's engraved on the bottom, Philip, to God alone the glory, from 1530. Wow. So, okay. The mysterious timepiece was stopped at 10:06 a.m. In reality, it's a modern-looking Swiss ring with a watch face. However, this type of watch design ring was not common in any way during that time period.
You think?
Yeah. Apparently, they didn't really catch on in China for quite a while.
It's kind of hard to, wear a sundial on your finger.
Yeah. It says, yet there can be a slight hope that it was just made coincidentally. Although there are no such reports of any of the ancient Chinese artifacts having suffered damage or theft, we can draw a rational conclusion to it in this way. Maybe that someone later had gone secretly inside the tomb and somehow the watch-like ring was gone from him or her. However, many have put forth the time travel theory behind this miracle discovery. Whether time travel or coincidence, whatever it was, it's always amusing to witness such incredible archaeological finds. Sometimes these types of strange artifacts are referred to as out-of-place artifacts. Oop arts. The oop art is a unique and little understood object found in the historical, archaeological, or paleontological records, which fall into the anomalous category, to say these objects have been found when and where they should not be, and thus challenge the conventional understanding of history. Though the mainstream researchers have always drawn a simple and rational conclusion to these artifacts, many believe OOPArts may even reveal that humanity had a different degree of civilization or sophistication than described and understood by officials and academia. To this day, researchers have found out hundreds of such OOPArts, including the Antikythera mechanism, the main penny, the Shroud of Turin, Baghdad Battery, Saqqara bird, Ica stone, stone spheres of Costa Rica, London hammer, ancient nanostructures of the Ural Mountains, and Nazca lines, and many, many more. That's the other one I wanted to check out at some time, is the nanostructures found in the Ural Mountains. And that, to me, is really fascinating as well. So, Don, was there a history before history?
Maybe not, but maybe we, did it like did like Flash and ran back to the past and changed something. I really like the idea of artifacts out of place, because they just show that something's going on. I think something's going on. How are these things getting back there? How are they getting into this 500,000 concretion? How are they getting into this 400 million year old concretion? Why is the hammer handle turning to coal and fossilizing? It's just all interesting. It's just all unbelievable. But it's one of those things that you really can't explain it. But people, there are, a lot of people out there, working hard to debunk all these things, because it's hard to believe that something that was supposedly a hammer that was made in the 1800s, is, found in 400 million year old,
strata.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was just walking along with my lover at the time and found this thing. And so, it's unbelievable.
Right.
But I really, really, really enjoy reading about these and looking into them.
Me too. I find it really, really fascinating and phenomenal. Now, here's the thing: there is an aggressive stance by the debunkers to debunk it, like you were just indicating, and I think it makes sense though, because here's the thing: research and science is funded. It is given a place. It is given a budget by people that want the information, or want some information, or want some idea perpetuated. And I think that's the one thing they don't want to be is wrong.
Right.
Because being wrong means that your research may be flawed, and you may not be the best investment. And so I think to allow these things to go unchallenged for some of these scientists is, it's akin to professional suicide, because you're kind of cutting your own throat. If you are a person that says, no, people have been around this long, and here's the reasons that we say that,
right,
and then to find out that everything you just put your professional reputation on is not right. Yeah, suddenly there's a whole different narrative. Well, you look like an idiot, which isn't of no fault to these scientists. They just have been taught this. It's what truth exactly. They've been taught, and it's the truth they're going to perpetuate, because that's the truth they know. And so I don't think it's always diabolical. I think it's more just, self-preservation in some cases.
Right.
That these people just don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be the guys saying, no, we're not that old. We haven't been around that long. And quite honestly, we sound a lot more impressive when we're not around that long.
Well, and they say that the oldest civilization is the Aboriginal people of Australia. They've had a civilization for 60,000 years. And what that means is that they've come together, they've created towns, villages, things like that, and did farming and things like that to build their civilization on. So from what I understand, they say that the Aboriginal people of Australia are the oldest civilization. So, if you're looking at something that's not supposed to have happened, more than 60,000 years ago, it's got to be wrong, right?
Yeah, you'd think.
But we've also found out that the what is it? The Denisovans people, Denisovans,
Yeah.
were not the first people into America, or not America, but North America.
Yes.
So you really start, people start finding these other things, and they're trying to fit them into that puzzle called history and prehistory.
Right.
And there's really no way you can definitively say this or that.
Yeah.
I mean, how long did they have the pelvis of the T-Rex flipped upside down because they didn't know which way it fit? And then
Right.
one day they had this epiphany, like 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, well, that shouldn't be like that. But we've had that like that for like decades.
Right.
Because
Oops.
that's what we were told the way it goes in.
Sure.
And then they started studying birds and went, oh, well, maybe it's upside down.
Right.
So, there's always room for error. There needs to always be room for error for everything.
Yes.
However, you can't just discount something because you think you know what it is.
Yeah, and Mike Murphy in the chat brings up an important point too. He says, I think carbon dating is probably off a little bit too.
Yeah, true.
And
enough.
that there is a lot of question about that. Now, I don't pretend to know much about carbon dating. I've heard. I mean, it's basically, as far as I understand it, it's the half-life of carbon-20 or something,
Right.
is what they measure how old something is by, measuring the half-lives of, the materials around it, which
Right.
are carbon-based and such. And there's questions as to the accuracy of carbon dating.
Well, that's because if something gets irradiated, like radiation, a bomb, if they're out in the Johnston Atoll and they look at something and they carbon date it and they say it should only be this old, but it comes up inconclusive or so far back that it's unbelievable. They say the radiation mutated the carbon, and therefore it can't be properly dated.
Very true. It's hard to know. But there's all kinds of questions, folks, and we're not drawing any conclusions here. I know I like the idea that there's been a lot more going on here than we think, but it's kind of the way I look at all of this. The paranormal and everything else. It's like there's a lot more going on here than we realize. So just some thoughts, some foods for thoughts, if you will. But thank you, Mike, for that idea, that thought. I appreciate that contribution to the discussion. And we are in the second hour, so if there are any people wanting to call in, please take advantage of the phone line, 720-923-0500.
So apparently our friend Trip Hop, or Truth Hip Hop, that's
Okay.
what it is. Truth Hip Hop, yeah, because his brother is Big Red, right?
Yep.
Okay,
I think so.
Big Red said something about Truth and their mom were out in the woods or out traipsing around, and maybe got a picture or something.
Oof.
So he's telling him, get on the Paranormal Portal, tell his story, show the picture, which I
Absolutely.
agree with 100%. But apparently they're indisposed right now, and they have other things that need to happen. So don't forget to tell them to give us a ring.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be
He's
cool.
called the show before.
Absolutely.
Truth
Yeah.
Hop has, yeah.
Yeah.
Truth
They
and
both
Hip.
have, his brother and
Oh, that's
he.
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
And they were the ones taking the pictures by the bonfire thing, right? Or they were doing the brush. Isn't that part of Truth's family? I don't know. I'm sorry because I'm so terrible.
Oh, no picture. Big Red says no picture. Yeah. So, but anyhow, we'll have to get Truth on to tell us what happens.
Okay.
That's where we're going to put that.
Gotcha.
All
He will
right.
explain it tomorrow, he says. Okay, very good.
Cool.
That's really cool. I mean, it's there's obviously a lot going on out there, folks. I think people are going to see more and more and more and more. I think that's part of this whole transition we're in. Now, I've been saying it for a long time. I think we're in a transition. And the thing is it's not the crap that we're seeing on the news. That's not what I'm talking about. That's just a real power struggle going on between two political factions. And unfortunately, the biggest casualty of all that is
Us.
yeah, everyone else.
Truth.
Yeah. Right. And Truth. Yeah, exactly. But I'm talking about us. I think there's a fundamental change going on in us as a global society, and that people are kind of emerging. People are coming into, this awarenesses that they didn't used to have. And I think that people are going to become more and more aware of the paranormal and things like that,
Right.
that used to be the territories for the psychically sensitive and stuff. Well, I think we're all getting a little more psychically sensitive for whatever that's worth. So we'll have to see how it devolves, but we're definitely hearing more and more about it.
How it devolves?
How it evolves. but
Evolves. Oh, okay, sorry.
Not devolves.
Maybe it was
I'm
my
getting
ears.
kind of really dry, so I'm gonna throw in a Tic Tac or two here, and
A Tic Tac. You can hear him crunch on a Tic Tac.
no, I'm just gonna leave them in my mouth so they hydrate my tongue a little bit. I just got really cottony mouth.
Yeah, Android period, he says, humankind is having a bigger awakening, you mean?
Yes.
And the answer is yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I really believe that. I believe that since 2017. I've been talking about that. Don, you can attest to that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
On the show, I was like, I don't know what's going on, but something's going on, really important. So
Weird vibe.
weird vibe. And I said back then, I said, I don't know what it is, but I can tell you, I believe that it's so big that someday you'll be telling your grandkids about it, that you were there, you know? So
I already have grandkids. They're here too. Oh my God.
they probably won't remember it, though.
I won't remember it by then.
Do you want to do your article?
I knew there was something was going on. Sure. Yeah. Talk about the thylacines a little bit
I'll
more.
finish my Tic Tac so I'm not clicking away in the mic.
Sweet.
Okay.
So this is a more in-depth look at the thylacine family that was purportedly photographed in the Tasmanian bush. So possible Tasmanian tiger family photographed in the Tasmanian bush awaiting verification. And this is from Mysterious Universe by Paul Seaburn. And it's dated today. Is today the 24th? Today's the 24th? Really? Wow. Yeah, it is. All right. So one of the knocks against cryptozoology, UFOs, and the paranormal world in general is the lack of solid evidence and the poor quality of videos and photographs. Go figure. If there are any at all. While this does not sway true believers, it makes it extremely difficult to accept in the general public and the coverage by the mainstream media. That may change soon in the case of the Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, the extinct yet long rumored to still exist striped marsupial from Tasmania. Neil Waters, founder and president of the Thylacine Awareness Group of Australia, released photos of himself in Tasmania, stating that he has trail cam photographs of a male, female, and a baby Joey thylacine. Photographs are currently being analyzed by experts both in the field and independently. Yes, we all hate teasers, but would you give a discovery like this a big build-up too? Hell yeah. When I was checking the SD cards, I found some photos that were pretty darn good. I know what they are, and so do a few independent expert witnesses, expert canine judges, feline judges, and vets so far that have seen it. I've left the image with Nick Mooney from the museum. Waters says he's in northeast Tassie in a little town that grows a bit of hops. Oh, okay, they grow hops there. Great. Yeah, that's awesome. I should go. Let's see here. I lost my spot after I read hops. Oh, the secrecy is obvious when you read the headline on the Tagoa Facebook page. We found a thylacine. Nick Mooney is a former government wildlife manager conservationist, Tasmanian tiger investigator, and skeptic due to the lack of photos or evidence. So his confirmation is key. These photos were taken by the Tagoa trail cam, and Water explains what they show. I can tell you there's three animals. We, the committee of experts, believe the first image is the mom. We know the second image is the baby because it's so tiny, and the third image is the dad. And there's a little bit of a clue with the mom and dad as to what they are for certain features of them, but they are ambiguous. Waters knows what we're thinking, so he admits up front, you won't like the photos of the adults. Mooney has said that he likes reliable witnesses and there are no humans present to see the animals. But Waters sounds convinced that he, the experts, and the public will be convinced. However, the baby is not ambiguous. The baby has stripes, a stiff tail, the hawk, and coarse hair. It's the right color. It's a quadruped. whatever, stocky. I don't know that word. I think it's a quadruped. Yeah, that's that word. I can't read today. It's a quadruped, which means it walks on four legs.
That's right.
Stocky, and it's got the right shaped ears. So look at the baby. Not only do we have a family walking through the bush, but we have proof of breeding. Thylacine fans will remember there was a sighting reported in January of a female and 2 pups. But that was in South Australia, where thylacines have been extinct for at least 2,000 years. The sighting in Tasmania, where a recent study claims this number of sightings by reliable sources, indicates that it could still have been living there until the year 2000. And now Neil Waters claims he has proof, which he has been searching for decades. He says he did the right thing and gave the photos to an independent expert and Neil Mooney for verification. But it's obvious from the teaser he's pretty confident the verdict will be stronger than, I'm not saying it's a Thylacine Joey, but it's a Thylacine Joey. While he says he has hopes to have the verification by the end of the week, he confidently announces a photo release on March 1st on the Facebook page. Again, would Neil Waters, who has dealt with the skeptics and disbelievers on a regular basis, put himself in a position to be ridiculed? Will a clear photo of a thylacine baby convince them? Will it convince you? And then an update from the Thylacine Awareness Group of Australia. Let me right click there, open the page, and all right. Oh, that was the wrong one.
Happy Girl says she got her t-shirt. Woo, woohoo. Good.
All right. So, update from the Thylacine Awareness Group of Australia. Yesterday, I received Nick Mooney's report on the 2 photos.
Oh, cool.
He has written on a report on. I provided a third for analysis. The third photo, I believe, is to be of an adult male, and it has the rear hock showing. We are getting other expert opinions in. I have had a group of 4 vets look at the photos today. They all agree the juvenile is simply not the right shape to be a patamelian. It has its hock showing as well. The reason we went public early was to give the media something to think about and give our group the heads up. We have something. Plain and simple, we have more things to film, edit, and compile, and I promise you, we will give you what we find in the field every time. This is the clearest daytime shot at close range to date. All 3 animals are the same lineal shape without the huge round rear ends of a macropod. With all due respect to Nick Mooney's report, he encourages us to get further opinions. So far, 7 for 1 against. That doesn't sound good, isn't it? Shouldn't it say 7 for 1, 4?
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Why would a baby thylacine be hanging out with 2 patamelons?
Yeah.
Patamelons are small marsupials in the kangaroo macropod family. This is obviously a fast-breaking story. We'll do our best to keep you updated. So, interesting.
So does it sound like he was doing damage control there?
Yeah, well, what he was doing was he was making sure, I think what he's saying there is, he's making sure that it wasn't, of the kangaroo family,
okay,
which is the macropod.
Okay.
And the patamelons are small marsupials in the kangaroo family. So he's pointing out that they're obviously not that. That's what he meant by the big round back end. Because
right.
because the patamelons, I guess, are a little more
hippie,
stooped over. More robust through that area.
Yeah.
So so there you go.
I understand they got back. Is what you're saying, right?
Who's got back? And I cannot lie.
Yeah. There we go, folks.
Oh my! But that's exciting news though, because we also read about the people that are doing the DNA on scat and things like that, trying to prove that they're still finding the DNA markers of the thylacines.
I just don't know if they found anything or what are they, because they're not real forthcoming with any updates. Like, hey, we still found nothing. Just
right, yeah, exactly. Just to let you know, we're a bunch of dipsticks. So here I have the Thylacine Awareness Group of Australia Facebook page opened here. and I will go ahead and post it in the chat.
The chat.
In the chat area,
We
so
will
people can
post
go
it
and check that out. Now
in
you
the
do have
chat.
to join the group, so you won't see anything until you join the group. But there it is. I just posted it. There you go. So now you can actually go and find out and make your own opinions. Draw your own opinions, conclusions.
Draw 'em. Everybody draw. Okay, folks, we have got that. Good. Thanks. So I appreciate you bringing that to light. Actually, it's good to have a little more information. I don't know what he's got. I don't know. I like to, again, I have a confirmation bias. I do. Because I want them to be alive. I want them to be okay. I want them to.
Right.
It's nothing breaks my heart more than to know or to hear stories of, yeah, people screwed this up. Now they're gone. It's like, oh, God. Because I think everything has a place and a purpose in the whole natural balance of things, and to think that they're gone or that they're not out there. But again, we know 2 witnesses that have seen these things and that they're just fine and doing well. One of which is Dean and the other is Ken. And so as far as I'm concerned, it's just waiting for the proof to catch up with it. Now, the bad part of that is what I really fear is, oh, they're fine, they're breeding. Oh, and then all of a sudden you get poachers trying to get that pelt, Oh, I never did get one. My grandpa always told how much he wanted to get one, never did, because they were all gone. But now I can do that for grandpa, or something like that. It's going to be some harebrained idiot thing,
Right.
I don't know. Some people have such a compulsion to shoot stuff. It's like, oh, that looked good on my wall. Well, I think it looks better running around alive.
Yeah,
personally.
that's more appealing to me.
Yeah.
Even though they could eat you, and jump on you, maul you, but they're better alive.
I think they're little. They're kind of little for the whole man eater thing.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe not a whole pack of them.
I don't know. Drop bears. Wow.
Yeah, well, we found out the truth about drop bears. I was like,
That
what the hell?
hilarious.
How many articles did we cover of the dangers of Australia and
Yeah, exactly.
cryptids around the world, and what was on there? Drop bears.
Drop bears.
Now, I'm not Australian, folks, and so what the hell do I know about wildlife in Australia? But it wasn't until our good friend Mr. Cade called and said, "Hey, I need to let you know." And so
That
Cade,
was absolutely hilarious.
I did.
Thank you, Cade.
Thanks, Cade, for enlightening us. Now, any other updates? We'd like them in advance. But I had read stories of drop bears over on and off for years. It's like, yeah, I don't know what these are, folks, but they're pretty dangerous, I guess. And I always thought, God, they just look like koalas, though. What's going on? But which apparently, yeah, they're drunk koalas, maybe.
Drunken koalas eating fermented eucalyptus. That's awesome.
Yeah, there you have it, folks.
Those are some animals I'd hang out with.
So if
well,
you-
maybe not because they fall out of trees.
Well, you can buckle in. They don't have the safety measures that we have.
Exactly. Yeah, just rope yourself in. Like that chick on Hunger Games.
That chick on Hunger Games. Yeah, that's a great descriptor, Don.
Hey.
Chick on Hunger Games. Hey, demonetized. Why? Why? Oh my God. All right, so we're gonna continue. Let's continue. I'm saying a bunch. I don't know.
It's
what
called
you're talking
filler.
Got a couple, two things left from one of the articles we had open before, and these are experiences people had. 10 scary true stories about camping. I got 2 of them left.
I was
on this
sleeping
article.
on the ground.
No, that was in the chair over there. All right. Number 8 out of 10. Put it up on screen. I was in a mountainous recreation area well after dark by myself with no flashlight or camping equipment. Had planned on just meditating and fasting all night. About 10 o'clock, I decided I'm hungry and start. Wow, what a trooper. Planned on meditating and fasting all night, made it to 10. What a dedicated soul. Enlightenment is in your grasp.
But I need a burger. Yeah.
Made it to 10 o'clock. Decided I'm hungry and start walking down off the ridge I was on. But there was something big in the dark. I hear its footsteps in the grass. It sounds big and heavy. And I got really scared and I started talking to it, pleading with it to leave me alone, telling it I was going down the hill. I just wanted to go past, but didn't want any trouble. I started singing some kind of song. I found 2 rocks and started banging them together, and I made it past that place. I just heard it moving, which was only about 14 feet in front of me.
Wow.
And I had heard it shift its weight only. It was still there. My forceful talking, shouting hadn't scared it at all. I had to stay close to its position because it was on a steep ridge, something not afraid of me out there. That could only have been a bear or something paranormal. Yeah. If it was a bear, why did it let me pass? I don't know. I banged the rocks together all the way down the hill so it could hear me moving away. Curious if people think this is a bear or not. Well, I don't know.
I think that's funny. Something not afraid of me out there could only have been a bear or something paranormal. Like it's a crypto bear, right? It's a cryptid bear.
It's a drop bear, probably.
Yeah, it's a drop bear. Yes.
That's what it was.
Or it's paranormal. It's either real or it's not. You know.
Hey! Paranormal's real.
Okay. I mean, something more manifest. Something more manifest.
Oh. Well, I just think it's great. This guy's just a pillar of dedication. Made it to 10. He's going to fast and meditate all night. Made it to 10.
He was hallucinating. It's like it's 10 o'clock and I'm seeing stars.
Yeah, and he's hearing crunching in the weeds. Now, I don't know. It could be
He's
two
probably
freaking
crunching on the
could be
weed.
2 freaking squirrels wrestling for an acorn for all we know. That's crunching in the brush.
Have you ever heard a raccoon fall out of a tree?
No.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
Okay. No, I can't say I have.
Oh my God.
Well,
that was scary. I parked in the parking lot at work, and I was out in like Medical Lake, and I just heard this. It was just like.
Wow, that's creepy.
And then I saw these 2 little raccoons go away. I'm like, oh my God, that was scary as hell.
Oh, they're probably siblings wrestling and playing, huh?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, this is number 9 out of 10. I went camping a few years ago with some friends, and we were followed by something none of us could explain. It left human-like footprints, but with 3 toes. Then we heard some howling that sounded like nothing that lives in East Texas. We also had weird stuff happen to my phone, answered a call even though I left it in the car 5 miles from our campsite.
Okay, first of all, we're talking about East Texas.
Okay.
That's the big thicket.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, so nothing lives in East Texas.
What? No, well, no.
It says we heard some howling that sounded like nothing that lives in East Texas.
Oh, okay.
We know that the big thicket is in East Texas.
But what does three toe prints?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That.
That's a weird. Well, that's like Momo,
a giant crane.
The Missouri monster, is allegedly has 3 toe prints, and I think what's the swamp beast in Mississippi? Hockomock, or is it the Hockomock swamp monster or something? I don't remember. That
sounds right.
Might be, but I think there was 3 toes on that as well. I'm not positive though, but I know that Momo allegedly had 3 toes. Big prints, big like a Bigfoot, but only 3 toes. So very different than your standard 5, which makes sense mathematically, of course. All right. I don't know what it is this person saw, but I don't know how that ties into their phone answering a call by itself. It says answered a call even though I left it in my car 5 miles from our campsite.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Some weird paranormal stuff right there.
That is some spooky stuff.
But that doesn't live in East Texas.
No. All right, 10 out of 10. This is the last of the stories from this article. Sitting around a nice big fire with about 15 people, and we're telling stories. Comes to my turn, and I tell a story about one of the canyons we can see from these folks' property. It's nighttime, of course. My story is a true story about me and my friends getting caught in a windstorm in that canyon. And trees were falling down left and right, big 30 to 40 feet lodgepole pine trees. As I am telling my story, a huge gust of wind blows into the yard where we are sitting, which had been calm all night. The wind is so strong, sparks from the fire are blowing around everywhere and almost reach where everyone is sitting. It rather interfered with my story. It kind of blew out and my story was done. It kind of blew out and my story was done. Nobody really said anything about it, but I thought it was weird. That's okay.
Wow.
There you go.
Now I know why I was left to the end.
Well, that's the funny thing. That's the guy with all the dedication to stay till 10 at night.
Oh, it's the same
Stay
guy?
healthy 247.
Yeah.
And this guy, stay healthy 247. Yeah. Same guy. Not much of a storyteller, as it turns out. Even the wind wanted him to shut up. God, this guy's got to shut up.
Why don't he just stop?
Oh, he's always making these things up. All right. Now, where should we go from here, Don?
We should probably go back to the land of the sane.
Well, I don't know if we have any tickets to there, Don. This is the portal.
We're selling tickets to sanity.
I don't think we qualify tickets. We don't have any qualifying tickets for that one, Don. We can go to 15 hikers, campers, and rangers. Share their eeriest experiences in the wilderness. Or we can go to Pentagon admitting it's been testing wreckage from UFO crashes. Or we can go to a real Bigfoot creature runs in front of camera in horror close encounter clip.
Nice. Yes.
I think we should do this one.
Yes.
This is a quick one, folks. This one's not real big or adept, but we'll play the video. I have watched it before, and it's I don't know. Here's the thing. What I will tell you in advance before watching the video. I'll always. There's people that, that's fake. That's so fake. Whatever. God, I'll never get those seconds back. You know, it's like some kind of indignant wound because they watched something. But why is it fake? What makes it fake? Is it impossible that something was captured that's real? Is that possible? Yeah, it is. What is the person seeing that makes it fake? That's one of my big pet peeves is the people with all of their wisdom and knowing just sit back on comment boards going, oh, what a trashy waste of my time. That's unbelievable. You know, it's like, why? Nobody's forcing you to sit here and watch a video. If something is wasting your time, go somewhere else.
Stop giving them analytics.
Yeah. But I mean, even on message boards, like if it's posted on Facebook, somebody posts something and the feedback is always just polarized. Right. Yeah, it could be something, or it's a bunch of crap. I can't believe I'm wasting my time with this.
That's how things go viral. I know. Like we need to do.
Well, yeah, I think I was kind of viral just a week ago, but different kind of viral, unfortunately. But this story is real Bigfoot creature runs in front of camera in horror close encounter clip. So, conspiracy theorists. I don't know
conspiracy theorists.
What the hell does that have to do with conspiracy, though? Why are they framing it like that? Conspiracy theorists believe the footage recorded Bigfoot or Dogman running in front of the camera, capturing its jaw, fingernails, and muscle tone. I don't know what the hell that has to do with conspiracies. This is from the dailystar.co.uk. This is, good God, a video has emerged capturing a creature running in front of a camera at nighttime. The mythical Bigfoot, sometimes called Sasquatch, is said to be a hairy, upright, walking ape-like creature. The footage, here's a still from it. The footage, captured by a pair of school children, begins with them walking in the dark as they shine a light in the ground. Leaves and debris is seen scattered all over. Well, it's the forest, of course. One of the two asks, "What is that?" after appearing to hear a noise. He shushes the other and looks around, hoping to see what he believes is an animal. And the sound of bushes rustling, leaves being disturbed grows louder as though it was nearing in, and the creature appearing to look like a large dog then darts in front of the camera. I don't know how that's possible. This is really weird framing of this video. The children let out a blood-curdling scream before racing away. Earlier on that day, the boy claims to have seen a creature lurking near his school. In a bid to locate and capture the animal on camera, he went back at night. YouTube conspiracist Disclosed Screen and Grim Reefer uploading the clip only days ago, captioning it "Real Bigfoot Dogman Creature Caught Close Up on Camera." He said, "You can see the movement of the jaw, the fingernails, and muscle tone under the fur. The fear in the kid's voice when he encounters the creature is a legitimate cry for help." I think it's hard to say, folks. I don't know what it is or what it isn't. I don't know. And this still shot, you see this white?
Yeah.
If that's his teeth, he's got a great dentist.
Yeah, that's how.
I'm not saying it's not. I just don't know what for sure this is. It is kind of ambiguous. The fingers, this does kind of look like a sleeve, possibly, but
Those weren't fingers. Those were jacklinks.
those are jacklinks. As jerky. All right, but we will check the video out, just so we can fair use it here and say that this is academic. Of course, we're looking at supposed proof. So here you go. Or here you don't. There we go.
Dude, what is that? Oh no.
What the hell did I just do? God
Tried
bless
to
you.
share it.
I didn't mean to do that. I can't make it bigger.
What's that? Oh my gosh! Oh! Help! Oh my gosh!
So basically, the story goes, light road.
Okay.
What's that?
I don't want to hear the guy. But
Oh my god!
Oh gosh.
that's horrible. Now, there it is. That's the bluff charge, I would assume. Because it didn't actually get. But I got to tell you, the kid's fear sounds genuine.
Yeah, well,
He's definitely not happy about what's going on.
I pooped myself when I was a kid a few times too.
Yeah, do you have a Bigfoot charge in you?
No, but
Okay.
I mean, it's
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like a hoax, is what I'm saying. Like the kid's not in on it. His reaction is pretty organic to me. Like,
that. Well, that's true, but I mean, dad jokes.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think his.
Oh my gosh! Oh!
And if it was that close, how did it not catch them?
No, it's not like it was trying to. It's a bluff charge.
Oh, gotcha.
You hear
gotcha.
bluff charges all the time. People are out there and they get charged by a Bigfoot just wanting you to get away.
Trying to get
Oh
you,
my gosh! Oh! Help!
I mean, that's a true scream for help. Like,
Gosh! Oh! Help!
Ah.
Oh my gosh!
So basically,
and the kid's just bolting away. So I don't know, folks. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I really, again, I don't have a horse in the race.
Did it mention where this happened at? Obviously somewhere in America.
Yeah, I mean, from the accent, you can tell it's American, but it says the video has emerged. I don't see any descriptor saying where. School children.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't remember anything about where.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it said.
But, here's the thing. It could be. It could be. Here's, again, that still of when it's charging towards them. I mean, it's obviously like in pretty good pace. So it's like bent down running. It's, it's not standing full height because, it can tell its knee is right here and it's going for speed, it looks like. But it's got to be a horrible feeling to put your flashlight on something and it's coming right at you. That kid, the kid sounds like he's freaking, but I'm not trying to give you any ideas or tell you it is or isn't, but I can't see that it's fake just from this footage.
Right.
But I certainly can't say that it's substantially factual that that's a Bigfoot either. It's kind of up to the viewer to determine what they think.
Right.
But I'm just looking to see.
Agreed.
I don't want to get into that person's narrative because I don't have their permission to rebroadcast their stuff. But the clip is out there, and this is just convenient here. So is it... I don't know. I want to try to get to where it's charging here. I mean, there. It's kind of like it's at an angle there, like looking towards them, turns its face, then boom, it's bolting. There's
Right.
like a quick shift of its weight, and boom, it's in full run right towards them. Now they're talking about muscle definition and stuff, and from this video, I can't say that there's muscle definition happening here or not. It's just so darn fast.
Right.
But maybe there is. Maybe the person who's commenting on that has a much better quality. This is pinched down into this little frame, so I can't really get too granular about it. But is it? Maybe. Could be. Again, how many people have been bluff charged? I mean, you hear it all the time. This bluff charging is a very primate behavior. I mean, gorillas do it, and they don't mean to hurt you. It's not like they couldn't catch what they're bluff charging. It's just that they're trying to intimidate the person into getting the hell gone, you know? And I think that that's what's going on here. It's kind of freaky. I don't know. Kids get pretty brave if he saw something during the day and then went back at night. I got to give him a hell of a lot of credit. Because if I saw something during the day, I'd be like, no, I'm not going back at night. I think it was 2 of the kids together.
Right.
So he wasn't quite alone, but still, if you're just a kid, man, I don't know. That could have gone all missing 411 in a hurry.
Yeah, no doubt. Mm-hmm. A new Albert Ostman
yeah, exactly.
story coming up here.
But I thought it was interesting, folks, and I wanted to bring that to you guys tonight and let you be the judge. Again, I don't have a horse in the race, so for me, if it's fake, it's fake. Oh, where'd my mouse go? There it is. All right, this is looks like Everett's calling us.
Yep.
All right, let's talk to you. How you doing, Everett?
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on, you guys?
Well, we're just doing...
I just figured I'd give you a quick call and run that hitchhiker story by you guys real quick, because it's only a few minutes long.
Oh, sure.
But it's kind of cool. I'll never forget it, put it that way.
Okay.
But anyway, man, I'll make it quick.
Okay.
It was probably about 8 years ago. This guy, a couple towns over. It's more of a city atmosphere, and I'm more of like out in the boonies. So, I've known him through a couple other people and whatnot. He has this landscape business. Asked me one day if I wanted to help him for the day. And it was in a very high-end neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
Very high-end, millionaires.
Sure.
Which a million today ain't nothing, but anyway.
Yeah.
So we go down there, and we start working, and it's as basic as you get. Can be done, like breaking leaves and, just cleaning the yard, twigs, and,
sure,
mow the lawn and shit eventually, all that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So I'm raking away, and, I've been working since I was 7 years old. No one's going to tell me how to use a rake, I'm
Sure.
a meticulous dude, too.
Okay.
And this dude's hassling me, like I'm not doing either it good. I know I'm doing a perfect job, So anyway, this went on and on to the point we were in each other's spaces about it.
Uh-huh.
And it got really heated, And the owner is there and whatnot. And so I went there, though, with him. We went in his truck to the job.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in a town called Waterford. Well, where this house was way on this long straight road. And on the right side of that road was entirely ocean. On the left, entirely woods.
Uh-huh.
There was no houses, nothing, until you got down to the very end of this property.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, I'm there with him, like I said, in his vehicle. Next thing you know, Everett had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him where to take that rake and put it.
Okay.
And
sure.
After I went off on him, and it's like, I swear, it's like 95 degrees out,
Sure.
full humidity. I've got no water. And then I realized I don't even have my truck. I left it in front of his house, which is about 12, 15 miles away.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, wow. Maybe I should have rethought flipping out, I'm like, oh, hell with it. I'm a veteran, man. I can do it. I can walk.
Okay.
So I decided, hell with it. I just pulled my shirt off my back, and I just started walking down the road. I walked for about half a mile, and I'm like really going real slow. And like you'd seen a movie, I kind of threw the shirt over my shoulder. I turned around. I'm looking at the distance I had walked so far. And it was like a mirage, you could, like the heat coming up
Sure.
the road.
Right.
Anyway, and I'm thinking, man, I got a ways to go. And I come to the end of this one area, and I'm going around a corner, and I said, I think I even said it out loud because it was like no one around, middle of nowhere. I said, God, I would do anything for a ride right now. And the thing is, this is 2 seconds before that. I'm walking backwards, looking down this road.
Sure.
There's nothing. There's nowhere for cars to come from, and I didn't see a car. I didn't hear a car.
Uh-huh.
It was impossible for to be missed. So, like I said, as I was walking backwards, I turned around, and the second I turned around, I hear this voice, and it's an old man saying, "You need a ride?" And he's sitting there next to me in this piece of crap truck. I'd say like a 1948 beat up something or other.
Oh, wow.
You know, really old, real old, something like you'd see out of the movie. The guy looked like something you'd see out of the movies.
Sure.
He was probably 85 years old. It was the spookiest thing because as soon as I saw the guy, I was like almost out of breath. Like, how the hell did this guy get here?
Right.
I had been almost spinning in circles in the road. I could see down and behind me. I could see in front of me.
Yeah.
The guy had to have dropped out of the sky. So anyway, he says to me, "You need a ride." And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think it's less to do with military experience, you know, like very observant and stuff.
Right.
And I pick things up about people and that kind of thing. So I said to him, you know, as bad as the truck looked, and it was just loaded with debris, you know. And this guy looked like he looked like a farmer / mechanic who hadn't bathed in like years. Cowboy hat, you know, jeans, and
Sure.
tore up T-shirt, you know, so stereotypical, you know, something you'd see like an old man in a movie out west going down the road or something.
Uh-huh.
He was so out of place. He was so out of place because it didn't look like he had 2 cents to rub together. And he's in this area, which is nothing. The homes that are out there are multi-million-dollar homes, you know.
Uh-huh.
The last place this guy should be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those people, he'd be called, the cops would be called, just, you know, his presence alone.
Okay.
So, anyway, I get in the car, I get in the truck, we go to take off, and I'm still thinking, how did this guy get here? And he's looking at me the whole time, and he's smiling, and I'm kind of feeling creeped out.
Right.
Just that fight or flight, you know, but I'm already in the truck.
Yeah.
You know, I'm stepping all over, garbage everywhere and stuff. And all of a sudden, I say to myself, not to him out loud, I thought to myself, man, you know, this guy, this old dude, he's kind of brave, you know, because it's dangerous picking up hitchhikers, you know, nowadays. Not that I'm a threat, but
Sure.
you know what he said to me?
Huh.
He's looking at me the whole time. I didn't say shit out loud. He said to me, "Why do you think that? You think I'm afraid of your little ass?"
Oh.
And I'm thinking, what? I never said anything out loud. So point is the guy read my mind right there. And he's smiling at me. Now, while all this is going on now, we're driving down back roads. This guy's not looking out the windshield, Brent. He's looking at me the whole time he's driving.
Oh my God.
He wasn't looking, and I'm getting scared. And you know when you're on the other side, on the passenger side, and like with maybe your wife or somebody, and they're going to go through a stop sign, and you start hitting the invisible pedals on the passenger side? That's what I was doing, because we're going through stop signs and stuff.
Oh, geez.
And with every mile that goes by, we're getting closer and closer into the town of New London. You know, you're getting back into the city setting, you know,
Sure.
coming out from where we were in the rural areas. And with all that said, you know, your hospital, busier areas, the time of day it was right around 1 o'clock in New London. It's busy.
Uh-huh.
And cars, street lights, shit, action everywhere. And
Yeah.
the weirdest thing is this guy says to me, I said to him, are you a veteran? And this is as we're just getting into the town. He said, yeah, I fought in combat in World War II.
Oh.
And I said, oh, yeah. So I said, my whole family's veterans, and myself, all the way down to my great-grandfather, you know. And we get talking. He says, yeah, I fought the Japanese. He says I was I wasn't a sniper, but I had to be a sniper a few times. And he started telling me these god-awful stories.
Oh.
And one in particular, I guess he felt was important. As we're going into the town, all I told him was my truck was in New London. That's all I said for info, by the way, to this guy.
Uh-huh.
I didn't tell him anything else. It's in the city of New London. And as we're going towards New London, I said, yeah. He says to me, yeah, I was on a mission one night with a friend of mine. We had to swim about 2 miles across from where we were onto this little island. And he said there was snipers picking people off, and they wanted them taken out. And I don't know why he told me a story, but he said he went up, and it took him a day of just like inching along, slow as a plant. And finally, he said the second night he got up and he took out those 2 snipers. And he goes, the best part about it? I'm like, what's that? He goes, they were 14 years old. I said, what? That's the best part about it? This guy's freaking creeping me out hardcore now.
Yeah.
Scaring me because the look on his face was so scary,
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, mind you, we're going through town. He's telling me this crazy story I'm ready to throw up about killing these kids and more. And the whole time now, we're going through the city. It's as if time stopped. Like the streets on the left side, the right. Mm-hmm. Nobody pulled out in front of us. Red lights, he kept going through them. It didn't matter what color anything was. He went through street lights. The whole time, I don't see he looked out the window more than once, twice. in all those miles, he just stared at me. And I said to him out loud, I said, you're going to get us killed. I was getting nervous. And he laughed as I got nervous. And the more nervous I got, the more he laughed. And he said to me, I don't need to pay attention to those things. And all of a sudden, I'm so distracted and scared and freaked out by this guy that the truck comes to a fucking screech.
Ooh.
And sorry about the French.
Yeah, please don't cuss on the show.
It came to a screech, and we were at the house where my truck was at, and I never got the chance to tell the guy where it was.
Oh, wow, that's so creepy.
I never told the guy. I told him in what town.
Yeah.
But yeah, honest to God, that's the story.
Did you ask him anymore?
Yeah,
Or did you ask him, or did you just, I'm out, and just get out and call it a day?
I sort of, when I realized we were in front of, I looked when we were there, and I see my truck. I was even more freaked out because now I'm thinking I never even told him how to get here.
Right.
I got out of the truck, and I remember saying to the guy, do you know your way back? Do you know your way? I don't know why I asked. I said, do you know your way back to where you're going? And he just laughed. And I could see those eyes in the rearview mirror as he's driving away. But yeah, talk about creepy. That was quite the ride. You never know who you're picking up or who's picking you up.
That is just that's kind of make your blood run cold, brother. That's absolutely terrifying.
That's one of those things in life, man. It doesn't matter. You can tell people, but it has to happen to you to really get it, But it's one of those things. I just figured I'd run it by you.
Well,
it's kind of interesting little story.
That's an incredible story. It's freaky, but
very,
very incredible.
It's spooky, and that's why I try to kind of my blood pressure goes up. That's why I'm like, try not to swear because I get all emotional about it. You relive it.
Yeah,
I can still see that guy's face.
Yeah,
still see his face, his clothes.
Well, let's hope
he was a haunting looking guy.
Let's hope he stays in memory. Right?
What?
I said I hope he stays in memory.
Yeah, no doubt.
One thing I was saying, I remember when I got out of the truck, he put his hand out, and I shook his hand. And this guy he looked 100 pounds. He looked like a ghost, dressed like a cowboy almost. And I remember when he squeezed my hand, and I'm not a big guy, but I'm very toned and some solid enough. And this guy, I remember he crushed my hand, he had to have been 5 times as strong as I was.
Wow.
He literally, I could feel my bones just, he could have broke my hand.
Oh, God.
And the smile, the smile was enough to just, yeah, man, that was something. One of those things you go home to tell the wife and you're like, roll their eyes, like, yeah, I'm like, but you don't get it. You don't get it,
Well, I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe what you're saying is absolutely true. That's really freaky, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you've handled it pretty darn well. I don't know how I would have done in that situation.
I was in, I didn't handle it at all. I think it was like, I don't know, to me it was like skydiving, where you just can't breathe.
Yeah.
I was in shock for the whole ride.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because every time he asked me something, or none of it made sense. It kept getting scarier and scarier.
Yeah.
But it was weird the way he stuck out. Really weird.
That is really weird.
But,
well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you calling in and sharing that. That's a brilliant story, and I'm
Yeah,
glad it
I
worked
got
out.
a bunch of short ones that are like make sure I should. I don't know. I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's thousands of us. Wished I had a journal of a lot of these things that have gone down over time. I can remember a lot of them,
Yeah.
And a lot of them are no big deal, a couple sentences.
Yep.
But nonetheless, it makes for a fascinating conversation, So,
well,
yeah, I got a few, man. I'll email you a couple here and there. A lot of short ones and stuff. You want to mention them.
Absolutely.
Not all spooky stuff either, just weird things.
Sure, I'd love to see them. Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, brother.
Thanks for answering the phone, man. Good to talk to you guys.
It's good to talk to you, man. Thanks a lot for calling.
All right.
All right. Good night, Everett.
That is creepy. We get those hitchhiker. I stopped on the side of the road and picked up this guy, and this guy just whacked me out. It was like, I don't know where it's going.
I just try to imagine what it would be like to be driving with somebody who was just sitting like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Not looking at the road.
Hey, dude, you want to look at the road, please?
Yeah. That's the part I think. The mind reading thing. Yeah, that's creepy and weird.
Right.
But the fact that the guy just grinned at him creepy the whole drive, and never got directions, but ended up at the place. Eesh.
Yeah, no doubt.
I would have expected like the earth to open and swallow up his truck after, returning like the headless horseman, in the Johnny Depp movie,
Yeah,
how it just kind of swallowed back up into the earth.
Right.
That's what I would expect of that truck. Maybe that's why it was all full of crap. I don't know. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really solid.
Ugh. Yeah, I love those kind of stories though. Those are just, they're kind of raw, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
It's like the one time, I was hitchhiking, the guy picked me up and he says, so you got in the truck? I said, yeah. He says, well, aren't you afraid I'm like a serial killer? I said, well, how likely is it that there's 2 of us in the same car at the same time?
What are the odds we're both going to be serial killers?
No, but that's really. Those are scary stories.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is chat going that nuts, or am I just catching up?
Why?
It's just flying by. Oh, I'm like 4 minutes behind. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
There, now I'm caught up. Okay, there you go. But yeah, I love those stories.
I do too. They're really, really powerful stories. Unfortunately, I don't know if we have time to get into anything else.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
We're about.
Oh wow, yeah.
We're about at the end of the road tonight.
Wow,
folks. That really happened fast.
At the dead end.
I just said at the end. I didn't say the dead end.
Sorry.
I didn't say dead.
Forced canned laugh.
That's not forced. That's organic laughter, but it was.
It
recorded.
is, yeah. It's no, it's not recorded. It's the live studio audience.
Oh, we got microphones and all your computers turned on, folks. Yeah. There you go.
Fifi, hush. It's not my fault. I was just sitting here waiting for him to push the go button.
The what?
The go button.
The go?
The button to go. Like
go where?
To start streaming.
Oh yeah, well that's what we do all the time. I love pushing that button.
She says we're late because of me. Why is it always me?
Oh,
ooh, Queen Mab.
Queen Mab. Let's do the shout outs quick.
Oh, you want
71 people are here. Oh my God.
71.
That's maybe we should continue.
What?
What?
Aaron's here. Chris Jarvis, Dawson J, Digger Dog, Eliza. Ethan's here. Everett, of course, he's in there.
Yeah.
That Fifi person. Happy Girl's here. Mary Bond, Peter Birdsall, Queen Mab, Rigger Ridge, Sandra Piper, Walnut, and Walnut Report assorta regularly. I don't know what that means, but nice to have you. DJ Big Red, of course. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Android Purity just popped up in my list. And Justin Goodearth. Oh, he was lurking like Merkel. He was Merkling like Merkel.
Good.
And there you go. Somebody else just popped in, but I think Ken was here a little bit ago too.
Good to have Ken back. Ken kind of pops in and out, but it's good to see him. He's one of the OGs.
The OGs.
The original.
He's a PPOG.
Yeah. Here's a quick little article we can go through though.
Excellent.
This is one that just kind of popped onto the radar today, and it sounds like a hell of a story. And this is coming from altereddimensions.net. And it's a story from 2014. And this elderly Louisiana woman claims to have raised a baby Bigfoot in her swampland shack.
Right.
I almost said sack. Sorry.
Is she a marsupial?
No, not that I know of. All right, so this is a story coming out of Louisiana.
And Les. Sorry.
And who?
Les.
Oh, Les.
Yeah.
Okay. Les. All right. A 70-year-old Louisiana woman had come forward claiming that for nearly a decade, she helped to raise a baby Bigfoot and asserts she even taught the beast a few simple English words. The woman says she has physical evidence, including pictures and a personal diary, which she may release at a later time. According to Cryptozoology, I guess that's a site. Oh, it does. It just says Cryptozoology. Okay, 70-year-old El Malachetti says she found the animal, which was just a tiny 20-pound hairless baby at the time, in 1964 in the swamps of Louisiana. He was so little, so cute. I had to do something about it. He was so defenseless, lying next to the mud and water, curled up, crying like a baby. His parents were either dead or they had abandoned him. At first, Malachetti fed the little furry tyke lettuce, tomatoes, eggs, and goat milk. Bigfoot hunters, listen up. His favorite feast was tomatoes. Before releasing him back into the wild, but each time she released the animal, he'd find his way back to Malachetti's house. So during the next 8 years, she reluctantly continued as the Bigfoot's caretaker and friend. By 1974, the creature reached adulthood, at which time Malachetti says her furry buddy presented her with an unexpected surprise. He brought a friend home with him.
Oh, my.
At first, the other guy was shy, hiding behind the bushes, but little by little, he began to trust me too. So there we were, sitting on my porch, 2 Bigfoots and I, having dinner under the moon. Malachetti says that eventually her age forced her to move into town, abandoning the Bigfoot creatures to the remote swamplands. She feels certain that the Bigfoot beasts, she believes there are several in the area, are still living in the Louisiana swamps, but feels that she passed on sufficient knowledge regarding humans that they will be able to fend off any human attacks. Thus far, Malachetti has refused to reveal the creatures' locations. Bigfoots are real, and they happen to be excellent creatures, docile, and better than most people. And by the way, they don't smell bad, like some idiots say. When asked to produce physical evidence, Malachetti declined, saying she only wanted to show the world these animals are beautiful creatures, but added that she may release her private journal at some point in the future. I've given you a story, tell it. That's all. Only another person besides you knows my secret now. My friend Maggie, who contacted you about it. So there you go.
Interesting.
A quick little blurb. I'd never heard anything more of that, but I've heard other stories of people running into these. Usually, there's another story I'm thinking of, but it's an elderly woman that lives alone. In both of these stories, it's an elderly woman that lives alone. That this other one was kind of on a farmstead in the woods, or a cabin in the woods kind of thing. But she had the trust of the entire Bigfoot tribe, and would babysit the little ones while the big ones went out hunting or whatever. That was another story I heard. Do I think it's true or not? I don't know. I mean, I think anything's possible, folks. So, just a quick little blurb, but that was from altereddimensions.net. And what?
Angry squirrel terrorizes New York neighborhood. It was like an MMA cage fight, and I lost. I love some headlines.
Oh God, squirrels are no joke, man.
No,
And
they're not.
They can move. They're like our North American monkeys. I mean, they can move, especially in the trees and stuff. There's no way you're gonna get near one. I love me some squirrels, though. They're little adorable little guys. But anyway,
Gosh,
folks, I hope you've enjoyed this journey. I've enjoyed bringing you on this journey into the Paranormal Portal. And, of course, Don, you will be back on Saturday night, right?
still the plan.
Still the plan. Don should be here on Saturday night. I'll be back tomorrow night, and I will be bringing you the night terrors. But I hope you guys check out the podcast if you haven't already. This week's podcast, the new one is Bobby from Kentucky.
Bobby from Kentucky.
And Bobby's had a whole host of paranormal ghostly experiences. And I think it was a good discussion. And he shared some really cool information and experiences that he'd had. So I hope you'll check that out. That is on all the major podcast platforms out there. And that is Pandora, Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anything else. Where podcasts are, there we are as well. So, Don, what do you got?
Teespring.
Teespring.
Always remember, you can get your portal gear at teespring.com.
Get your portal gear.
There you go.
No reason to fear.
Oh, my.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
All right.
That's all the flow I have. Get your portal gear. No reason to fear. I said what I'm saying. No reason to be playing. Yeah, there's a reason I don't rap, folks.
Oh, goodness.
All right, that's it. That's all I got. That's all the creativity I can spare for the night.
We're going to call you Little Sushi. Because that was raw, baby. Raw.
Oh, call me Suhi.
A Sumail.
My pronouns is
Suhi.
he and him. All right, love you guys dearly. Hope you guys have a great night and a great day tomorrow. It's Thursday, and I'll be waiting for you at 7 p.m. right here. I'll turn on the lights, and I hope you all will show up. If you are new to the show, please get subscribed. Hit the notification bell. I'd love for you to become a new part of the family, a new member of the family. We got lovely people that hang out here on the show, and I hope you'll become one of those lovely people. So that's all I can think of. Anything else? I got nothing. Okay, we got nothing, folks. So that means we've reached the end of our show. So love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. Love you guys, and come back tomorrow if you want more paranormal goodness, just like this.
Oh, boy.
That's my Callan from Slapdown.
Oh,
boom, baby.
Good night.
I go. All right, good night, everybody.
Woo!